I think we got everything set up and ready to go. So let's dive in. So we're just going to start with going through the onboarding flow of Realm. So when you first download the app, it's pretty straightforward. The whole idea is that the entire experience should be in one cohesive workflow. So what's going to happen when 12.12 comes is, everyone's going to get an email invite code, which will kind of let you go through the sign up process and whatnot. And this is just for the alpha period, so we can sort of limit, how many people come in as we sort of bug fix and things like that. So let's just dive in. So open Realm. All right, so that's fun. All right, we'll do agree. This is where the invite code comes into play. So you will receive this via email, and then we're just going to copy this in. All right, cool. It was approved. Now let's do email. So this is mainly for recovering your account if you need to, for whatever reason, get an access code or things like that. We have a method to communicate with you for that. So we'll just fire this one off here. All right, so now I'm gonna go check my email on this other screen. Should get a little code. There we go. Perfect. And I will place that there. All right. So now we're at, this fun screen. This one is where you if you want to bring your own ship, you would click down here, already have one. But if you want to sign up through sort of our onboarding flow and get into Urbit, from 0 to 1, the sign up button is what you click. But before we go through that one, I do want to swing through the sort of already have one workflow. So I'm going to quickly do some of these. I just had one that we're going to log into. So I tested this one prior and going to reuse this guy. All right, so we'll paste him and this guy here, and then, and it's bringing over the bullet points. Okay, and then we'll do this guy. All right, sweet. Access key. So this is, pretty standard for if you are engaging with Urbit. You've probably done this before. So we'll just go through this process real quick and see. So yeah, let me lapwix. I'll change my color maybe. So next. Okay. Set up our password. Password. And so the way that the password works is that it's actually encrypting the data that's persisted on device. So, there's a few things that it does. The password works for the wallet. So the wallet has a PIN. We kind of went over that last week or earlier this week. And so you have the PIN that sort of, is used as an encryption mechanism for the private key. But on top of that, you then have the password that sort of, encrypts the entire persisted data. So we'll hit next. And so in this case, if you're coming to Realm, without having it installed or without doing the hosted onboarding flow, you'd be presented with this screen. And essentially what this does is, now that we have your ship information, if you click install Realm, it will go off and install the backend agents that are needed for you to interact and engage with the whole OS. And so in this case, since I pre-booted this through hosting onboarding, it's already there. So I'll just click next. And here we are. We are at the login screen. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. And from here, I can log in for the first time. And there we go. And that's how easy it is to get started with Realm. And then once we're here, if we did have any DMs, they just load in. And the cool thing about this is that, I don't know, like if I wasn't talking and walking you through it and you were just like speed running it, it would be like no time. And then, it's kind of nice. So what I'm going to actually do now is we're going to go back through and try out the other onboarding flow. So let's try that real quick. Going to add the ship. Okay, so once you sort of have accessed with the access code, you can then go back through the onboarding flow and add other ships that you have. Like say for example, you have the dev ships that you want to build stuff on, or you want to maybe spin up another ship. You can do that once you are sort of through the initial onboarding. So here, this is the hosted onboarding, and I'll kind of walk through a few of these points as we step through them. So this first one's the access code. So there is this ability to pre-join certain groups that, say for example, a DAO, they want to have a code that if you put in during onboarding, it will pre-join you to a space. So when you log in for the first time, it's not just this empty, desktop. It can also pre-join you with groups, pre-install apps, whatever it needs to do. So we're probably going to expand on what exactly all those features are, but that's just a pretty interesting feature that we've added. Okay, so I didn't have a code, so I just clicked that. And now we're at this sort of, choose your Urbit ID. And in this case, right now, there's just 4. And the sort of idea is that we'll probably add some more selection, but most of the ships that you see here are pre-booted, which means they can easily boot within a minute or so. So we've sort of limit the supply of pre-booted ships. But I think we might do a thing where maybe it takes longer to boot, but you can choose from more names. But for people that are just fresh to Urbit, this is pretty fast, pretty easy. So we'll click on a name. Maybe that's fun. Let's do that one. Okay, so here then we decide, okay, we're going to pay a subscription fee. So there's 2 options. There's the monthly, there's the annual. So you got, customer support, backups. All the stuff is sort of pre-set up for S3 storage. So we'll just click subscribe. All right. Sweet. So now it's the credit card screen, and you'll put in your credit card, and because we have your email address, if you ever need to do some billing updates or anything like that, you'll be able to log in and manage all of that. But this also is just this is an easy way to pay, and at some point we'll probably I really want to make it work where you can actually just pay with crypto. That'd be pretty cool if you could just send a wallet address or a certain smart contract, a little trickle, and then we validate that and send you forward. That'd be a nice little feature to add. But for now it's a credit card. So we'll click purchase. And what's going to happen after this is we'll start booting our planet. And we'll see how long this takes, because I've been going through the sort of pre-booted ship supply that we have. And right now we're sort of manually adjusting the numbers. So in this case, I believe this one would be pre-booted, but it could still take a minute or 2 to boot up. I know it's riveting to watch the spinner. I mean, we obviously want to put some more sort of feedback in here at some point, but this is the alpha. Let's see. Okay, so we're booting it up. Let's just wait for a second here. Oh wow, there it is. So we've got our ship ready to go. It was that fast. And now what we can do is we can copy our code. I'm not going to reveal it here, but let me copy the code. Okay. I'm actually going to go write this down on my other screen here because it's very useful. All right, sweet. Okay, so we'll hit next. Now I'm here. I'm in the profile screen. So let's set the profile. Make it blue. My name could be like, yeah, whatever. Like lead hacker. Click next. Put the password in. Let's make one. Password. Yeah, my passwords for testing are always password. Maybe I should change those. Okay, we'll hit next. And there we go, next. And here we are. This is a freshly booted ship, and we're about to log in for the first time. And there we go. That was it. We should have actually kept track of how long that took, because I feel like the entire onboarding flow would probably be less than like 3 minutes if you actually just sat down and went through the whole thing. So what we're hoping to do with this is you download an app, Realm. In less than in the 2 to 3 minutes, you'll be in this desktop environment, ready to collaborate with people, ready to jump into different communities and spaces. And we are so excited to get this out, get people using it, and start building on top of it. So that's really the scope of the demo and walkthrough for today. And if there are any questions, in the chat, I'm free to answer those. Otherwise, we'll sort of wrap it up. All right. Cool. Well, that's it. That's how easy it is to get on Urbit now. Well, in about a week and a half. So we'll see you on the alpha.